How is the speed dating treating you?
It's actually a little more pleasant in my house, I have to say. Makes it somehow takes the curse off it than being in some hotel fucking conference room. It's kind of nice.
I understand that completely. Jumping into season 2, now that I've seen the first 3 episodes, let's talk about, when did you realize Billy Joel was going to be a cast member?
It was in the break of season 2 that, because we had this kind of running through line in season 1 that Huey was just a huge Billy Joel fan. And it kind of kept coming up. And so in season 2, as we were mapping out Huey's arc, we sort of realized that there was a Billy Joel song that would describe every step of his emotional arc. And I was like, we should make it a runner. We should use a ton of Billy Joel music and have sort of an emotional Billy Joel opera, a Billy Joel chorus, if you will, that is through the background of commenting on what Huey is going through. And we had to get Billy's permission, and to his everlasting credit, he's a cool guy with a good sense of humor and signed off on it. And there's a lot more Billy Joel to come.
I'm sure he was very okay if you watched season 1. I'm like, oh yeah, I'd like to be connected with a cool show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we spoke recently and did a really in-depth conversation, I actually want to sort of ask you a few questions that hopefully you haven't been asked.
Okay.
Specifically, where are you in the writing process of season 3?
We are halfway through. We got to meet for a month in February, mid-February to mid-March. And then from mid-March on, we've been in a Zoom writer's room every day. I have my staff in some virtual place right now, breaking I think episode 6, and we have scripts through 4. So we're halfway through. I know a lot about what that season is and where it goes. And I'm really excited. I think it might be our best season yet.
Well, one of the things is, it sounds to me like you're going to have all 8 scripts done before you start filming.
We will.
How does that impact in terms of, are you planning on shooting anything that are tied together? You know what I mean? Like, are you planning on
It's called block shooting, right? We are actually, the plan for this upcoming season is to shoot 2 episodes together, blended together in one block. It's 15 days per episode. So this would be 30 days of shooting episode 1 and 2, for example, together. So when you're in the same location in episode 1 and episode 2, you just stay at that location and shoot out both episodes. And so 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6, then 7 and 8. So 4 blocks of 30-day shoots is the plan, which I think, 1, is more efficient, but 2, in a COVID world, who knows what it's going to look like, and the idea of returning to locations over and over again seems almost impossible. So part of it is also a reaction to that.
You previously told me that you had a few extra days to shoot each episode of season 2, but now with season 3, you're getting another 3 days per episode to shoot, which basically means more money, more time. Are you already using that in the writer's room? Like, oh, we're going to have more money and more time.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think it's about the size of what season 2 was. The truth is they gave us 12 days in season 2. We took 15 days per episode in season 2. And season 3 is only a correction to where we were. Everyone's now being honest about it, instead of pretending that you can get it done in 12 and then go over budget. Now everyone's agreeing what it really takes to make the show. So no, we'll have 15, and no, we're certainly not writing bigger than season 2. And part of the extra time comes from, we keep trying to twist our characters in more and more intense positions. And some of it comes from like the bigness and the VFX and everything. But a lot of it comes from, you got to give them room to breathe and try different takes and not be jamming on a TV schedule, like 2 takes and move on, like where you can have time to do 7 or 8 takes and really explore where that character needs to go. Because I think really, for as big as the show is, I think the thing that works the best are those characters. And I think we're a real actor forward show. I think they're delivering awesome performances. And that comes through giving them the time and the freedom to deliver those.
After we spoke, the story went on, about Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Have you made more progress?
No, the only progress we made was he and I texted about like, well, now everyone's talking about it. That was it. That's it. I mean, it's hard. I want to manage everyone's expectations. Like, he's on a show, and we are living in a COVID world where people can't just pop up to Toronto for 24 hours. We are trying to work it out. I will say, I can say now that we're looking at it more seriously, a lot of it depends on a microscopic virus. If we can get this virus under control where people can travel a little more freely, then I think it can happen. If we can't, I can't get him to quarantine up in Toronto for 2 weeks to do a guest spot on a show when he's on another show. So COVID has taken a lot of things away from the country. Yet another thing might be Jeffrey Dean Morgan in season 3 of The Boys.
I know I'm just about out of time. I am curious, though, because of COVID, how much are you possibly looking at the scripts and saying, maybe we can't be on location as much as we were in the first 2 seasons, and we need to write more stuff that could be done on a soundstage?
I'm not doing it much, and I might be accused of putting my head in the sand. But the things they tell you not to do are sex, fights, and crowds. And The Boys is about characters having sex and fighting in front of crowds. And I am not so far in the scripts pulling back on that stuff because I think it would make the show unrecognizable as The Boys. And it's my job as the producer is to figure out ways that we don't have to creatively compromise. Maybe we have to compromise with production and find creative ways to solve our problems. But I need to deliver a show that no one tells the difference between season 2 and 3, and that it doesn't suddenly feel like a smaller, more insular show. Because we're not shooting till January, I, again, maybe foolishly, am hoping that just a few things break our way, like we get testing, plentiful testing out there, even that's a game changer. Like if we can test everybody at the door walking into the soundstage, we could do the show, and do it in the way that we've always done it. It's just that that doesn't exist right now. You can't just, give everyone a nasal swab at the door and tell them whether they have COVID that day or not. And that's what we need. So it's my hope that by January we have something similar to that.